Alright guys, Vision here with Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the new title and synopsis for episode 10 of season 8 of The Walking Dead. Now if The Walking Dead is something you're interested in, hit the subscribe button down below and hit the bell icon to be notified next time I upload any kind of video having to do with The Walking Dead. Now the title for episode 10 is The Lost and the Plunderer. So when I immediately saw this title, I immediately thought back to episode 10, I think, of season 6, where after the No Way Out battle, we come back in episode 10 after the big time skip, and you see the new sign above Alexandria that reads, "The mercy for the lost and vengeance for the plunderer." So I think sometime point in this episode, Rick and Michonne will bury Carl, either that or he was buried in the previous episode, and they're about to leave Alexandria in this episode, and they reflect back on the sign. Maybe it's still hanging there, maybe burned, or it fell off, and it's like maybe some of the letters are lost and it just says "lost" and "plunderers." Maybe that's where the title comes from, but I think it's going to be something subtle like that, and it's like they reflect back of what they've lost during the war and how they're going to get revenge on Negan and the Saviors during the final battle at the hilltop. And a synopsis says that groups unite their forces and converge on the hilltop. Meanwhile, Aaron and Enid continue to search for new allies. So what I'm thinking is Daryl and his group of survivors, that which I previously said will probably split from Michonne and Rick and head over to the hilltop. And in this episode, they will either have just arrived at the end of last episode or will arrive in this episode. I think it's more likely that they'll arrive in this episode along with the Kingdom, because as you see in the trailer, the Kingdom people arrive first. So I think this episode, the Kingdom people arrive, Alexandria arrives, and then Rick and Michonne arrive probably towards the end of the episode. So I think episode 9 will pretty much focus on Carol and Morgan rescuing Ken Ezekiel from Gavin and his men, and pretty much Rick and burying Carl, and then Daryl and his group heading over to the hilltop. I think that's what episode 9 will focus on. You might get some of that stuff with Simon and the trash group. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how that plays out into these episodes. And then we got Aaron and Enid. So I think this is pretty self-explanatory. As you can see in the new teaser trailer, that Aaron and Enid are walking with the Oceanside people. So I think they probably find it agreeing, sort of. Enid, as you can hear in the trailer, talks them into joining with them, and they probably go and head towards back to the hilltop with a group of Oceanside residents. I really wonder if like the Saviors will be at the hilltop attacking, and maybe the Oceanside will show up and like help draw back the attacking Saviors from the hilltop, and then we get that scene and they join the militia at that point. I really want to see a scene in the second half where Negan or Simon or one of the top lieutenants sees the Oceanside people and recognizes them and is like, "Where'd you come from?" or "What happened to you?" Something like that. I feel like that would be something cool to see. But I think that's pretty much how this episode's going to play out. Not too much else I can go off by the synopsis. It's pretty short, but that's how I think this episode's going to play out. Also, I want to quickly mention that this episode will be 64 minutes long with commercials. I want to emphasize that again, with commercials. I know a lot of fans out there forget that there are commercials of The Walking Dead. I get mad when the show is not exactly 64 minutes. So it is 64 minutes with commercials. That rounds about to probably 40 to 50 minutes of actual screen time. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to the second half of Walking Dead. Can't wait for it to come back, and I will be doing reviews on the episodes when they come back, when The Walking Dead comes back, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on the new title for episode 10 and the synopsis for episode 10 of season 8 of The Walking Dead. If you like The Walking Dead and you like what you see, hit the subscribe button down below and hit the bell icon. Now you'll be notified the next time I upload any kind of video having to do with The Walking Dead. This has been Vision with Blind Entertainment, and I will see you next time.